So here we are. When you have a sponsor that's been with for over 20 years, apparently they drive you. That's a thing, apparently. I mean, it's not in like writing or anything, but here we are. Captain Chip Cart right behind the wheel.
I stole the truck. We're going fishing.
We're going fishing. We think we're going fishing.
We don't know.
Yeah. We are sneaking away here. We planned a few days. We've been talking about doing this forever. The weather is not looking good, so this could be a boys' weekend. Who knows? But if it goes right, it's going to be something new and naughty for you. That I can promise. Can't not stop at Fish USA and get a few goodies, maybe a few things we can't show you. We can show you a 15-pound ball because Captain Chip, aka our driver, he forgot to bring a cannonball, and us walleye guys don't have big enough balls.
I'm driving, I forgot the cannonball, my penalty.
That's one of your penalties. Dark 30 again, so you know what that means? Probably not walleye fishing unless we're in the heat of the summer. Got a couple usual suspects with us. Douglas, Fish USA, you've seen him before. He's been on the podcast. He's kind of like sneaky behind the scenes. And we've got another one of my longtime partners, Chip Cartwright. You've seen him on multiple podcast videos, salmon fishing and all that. So kind of brought him in here to do a little salmon fishing, but we're doing a little different. Lake Michigan's normally our backyard here. We are on Lake Ontario. Haven't been here salmon fishing in a very long time, particularly with walleye fish up here. Olcott, New York. So what do we got going on, boys?
Out here salmon fishing, just getting started. Beginning of the year, salmon are starting to come in, so we'll see what happens here.
When I think of salmon fishing, I think of summer. I don't know if that's because I'm like a tourist and I'm walleye fishing in the cold time, but they still swim and eat apparently in the springtime.
Yeah, no, this is really good fishing this time of year.
And we're going to do things that, from what I hear, a little bit different tackle, a little bit different than we're used to in the summer. Maybe a little easier fishing, maybe sometimes.
Sometimes it's Lake Ontario, so you never know what you're going to get day by day. But no, we should be we'll be fishing a lot of spoons today. Some guys will be using some meat rigs, but we'll get out there and throw some spoons in the water and see what we can do.
Chip, whenever we have you, we have a lot of wind. So I hear we have a 3-hour window. It's kind of like the last shoot we did with Douglas here. We always have wind with these guys.
I always bring the nice weather.
I mean, I'm not sure why we bring them.
Together, we had nice weather.
Yeah. Did we? I don't know. But regardless, Lake Ontario we going. Hopefully big salmon we show.
We're just getting our Downrigger set up here this morning. Just be looking for some premium water here. We're just going to run a real short lead this morning, maybe 15 feet behind the ball. These kings like it real tight to the ball this time of year.
You know, in the summertime, we're going to run a lot farther from the ball. Spookiness, right?
Absolutely. Depends on the time of day too. Sometimes once that sun gets up, we'll we'll drop those lengths back.
You know, a lot of times we're just running for what we're doing, the downrigger, for just basically getting the fish hawk down. But these guys catch a lot of fish on them. Matter of fact, Doug was even trying to get me to put another rigger on the boat because they're bagging a lot of fish on it. So we're doing a little gear switching around, not as organized. We got 3 captains and we've got like 4 people's borrowed gear. We got some of Chip's stuff, Doug's stuff, some Fish USA purchased stuff, and then some of mine. So not as organized as we normally would be as we're kind of switching around and making everything work. Here we go. Don't even have all the rods in. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a bad thing. Captain Chip says fish on. We got he found out those handles are really long. That's 10.5 foot.
Oh, she's jumping back there already.
Nice. Yeah. 10.5 foot Talora dipsy rods there. And we've got a big old spoon. Chip, what are you thinking?
Thinking these a little zesty here in this cold water.
So we got a jumper. Is that as a non-salmon fisherman? Does that mean we have a steelhead or?
No, it's probably a little king. He splashed back there.
So reintroduction in case you missed the.
He's angling for the other lead course yet.
In case, yeah, great fun. In case you missed the.
Nope, now he's in the back of the boat.
Oh man, he's way out there. In case you missed all those pretty photos and everything in the morning, we were at Captain Chip, longtime friend, sponsor. Silver Streak Lures, the man behind it. We got Doug. You don't know him. You've seen him on our podcast. I mean, he's the man of Fish USA, makes things burn and turn. And we are in the Fish USA raft boat on Lake Ontario. Last time I was here was walleye fishing, but we have something very different, don't we now, Doug?
We do. After some salmon right now, just getting set up. Beautiful morning. Get after it here.
So we got a Lure Jensen Dipsy Diver. We've got a Magnum Silver Streak spoon, and that is victim number 1. And Chip is working his ass off here trying to get that fish not in our spread. So giving you a quick breakdown of what's going on. We have Fish USA Stealth Core, 5 colors on the outside, that's our higher, 7 on the inside, and then we've got some number 1 Dipsy Divers on a 3 setting. And then what's our low setting, Doug?
We got them at a 1.5.
1.5, so just like we do with walleye fish, and then we've got a downrigger down. So basically just a little heavier gear, little bigger lures, same kind of trolling. Got the Minn Kota down on the front, we've got the kicker down, kind of trying to help pull us here, setting up on some bait. And this is gonna take a long time, so we're gonna have to like hit the fast forward button.
We're making ground.
Look at you go.
Oh, first fish of the year. Wearing my arms out a little bit. Salmon fight a little more than walleye. Now it has.
So Doug is gonna take, he's got the 9-foot handle and the big old Beckman there.
Let's walk her back, Chip.
And we've got connection. A big old spoon. Chip, that's one I recognize from Lake Michigan there.
That was one we used last fall. It's new this year.
New spoon.
Lucky Charms, I think we call it.
Lucky Charms.
Yep.
So grab that, somebody, and show us what we're working with here. So Doug, talk me through, you were trying to give me a little stuff there while Chip was reeling that in, because this is a totally different game than walleye fishing, right? Like we don't wreck our stuff too much. You were worried about this diver on the port side getting into some other things, so tell me exactly what your thought was.
Yeah, absolutely. This time of year you're fishing, these kings are pretty spunky, especially when they get to the back of the boat. So you just got to watch your diver rods. It can be a little bit of a game of chaos in the back of the boat.
Is there a good way to get it around? Can you maneuver the boat?
Not really. No, they kind of have a mind of their own. They're going to do what they want to do.
So you're screwed.
Absolutely.
You just try to be prepared to be screwed.
Yep. Never always look for the unexpected.
Cooler up front. Scaly
Get a
bastard.
picture of this. On his hands and knees scrubbing the floor. Back hurt too bad. Couldn't drive out here yesterday, but he can get down on his hands and knees and scrub the floor of his boat.
I still hurt. I woke up this morning and I was like, this is going to be a long day, boys.
There you go.
Fish.
Get
Woo, 5 colors. 5 colors rolling. So Doug told me, he said, you need to spool up some Fish USA Stealth Core. We got 18 because that's what I used for walleye.
Sizzler there.
That seems like a little better fish.
That Dakota is ripping some booty right there. You know what, Doug, when I think of salmon fishing, because you fished a ton of salmon tournaments, Chip obviously is the salmon guy. We're not fishing as deep with some of the stuff. 5 colors is only putting us down 23, 25 foot, 26 foot, something like that at this speed.
Yep. Yeah, this time of year, they can be up really high.
The thing that just amazes me, we're in gin clear water for walleye talk, or even, I don't care where you're at, this is really, really clean water. And we're using massive spoons. So talk to me guys, why we're using such big spoons. We're using magnums. I don't even hardly fish magnums with you, you know, when we're king fishing.
Yeah.
No, the mags, this time of year, they get some big mag alewives. That's what they're feeding on. So trying to match the hatch. You know, there's times where they like the smaller size, but especially this time of year, you can't go wrong with the mag spoons.
You know, a lot of people don't realize early in the spring it's leftover bait fish. And so the small stuff isn't there. So, but when they make that switch, sometimes you got to go to small stuff quick. But
yeah, later in the year, June, when they hatch and stuff, you get all the small ones.
Doug, we're going to play some clown music because by the time you get this in, I'm going to have eaten my lunch.
It's going to be a while.
I can't even hardly see that board back there anymore. It's gone.
Rip some drag there.
But in all seriousness, so talk us through, as a guy's a walleye fisherman, a lot of people will watch our stuff, walleye guys. You can't handle this the same way. So fighting wise, we're doing a little bit of rod pumping.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't, you can't take line.
No, it's very different than walleye fishing. You really just got to keep your line tight. I mean, that's the most important part. These fish are going to run at you, run away from you. When they run away, just hold your ground and make sure you got a good drag on them. But you always want to keep that rod tight. These fish have really hard mouths, and you just want to make sure you get them.
Yep. And that's why it's so important. Like Chip on all his spoons uses VMC hooks and has for 40 years or whatever. What size hook you got on those Magnum spoons?
It's a number 1, 9650.
Here's this fish is coming in at us right now.
Yeah, so again, guys, when you're doing this, you can't get lazy on this. When they decide to swim with you, they can swim faster than you can reel. And so Doug's just trying to catch up. You may think it's off, but just keep reeling, because they will come at you. So you'll notice we got a little different deal. We're actually using the walleye board, which is really a lot of guys use this the salmon board. So we got that rig so it will not come off. It's kind of the opposite of what a lot of guys do for walleye fishing. Basically, we're going to run our shallowest on the outside, our deepest on the inside, and we want these boards to stay hooked up. There's just a lot more separation that needs to happen. And Doug, that one was definitely not off. He was swimming with you. And a lot of guys think that fish got off if you're like on a chartered, which
absolutely,
which Doug has done a lot of.
Hot right now,
and they are just swimming right with. So that's why those Shimano Dakotas have such a fast retrieve ratio, which I don't like when we're walleye fishing.
They come in handy now,
but really handy right now because those fish can swim way faster than you can reel.
No doubt.
Kind of got all his juices out in that first run. Now he's cooperating nicely.
Nice. There's a nice one.
Oh, that is
Lake
nice.
O Gold right there.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
So as far as spoon color, a lot of greens is what these boys are saying, but also some of the back color. So talk to me guys about the back color.
So right now, this is a gold color spoon. This is one of our best spoons. It's a Fish USA custom gold mag alewife. And this spoon has been just killer. It's got a, black and alewife looking front, and then it's got the gold back. There's also a silverback one that's really good. But the back of the spoon's really, it can matter on certain days, especially today, like it's overcast. This gold works really well.
So we just caught that really nice king on what was our outside board and our highest line. So Chip's resetting that straight out the back. And so guys, talk to me how, explain to these guys to not getting tangled when they're doing a reset. So.
Yeah, no, you really got to pay attention. Just always take it easy. Don't try to overdo it. Give yourself plenty of space and just space your rods out and space your boards out.
But we're basically just going to take it straight back and around, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, send it straight back out. Give it plenty of room for that inside board and then let it set in and it'll pull that line up and over, right over top of the inside board. Right back into place. If we do everything correctly.
We're gonna hit a little waypoint. 2 fish, 2 seconds. High divers are both gone. It's kind of like walleye fishing, it seems like. They seem to like those high divers. But I think part of it is just all of our fish have.
Hey, it's Ross's turn. Get
that?
Back here and reel there, Chief.
You got it.
No, it's your turn.
I'm just a host.
We're trying to learn you, this ain't walleye
host.
fishing. You need to learn how to catch a salmon.
These guys are doing such a good job. I'm gun shy now. I did lose one. We had to get a little aggressive. It was getting in our high diver, which now has a fish, ironically. And that's what those guys are talking about is, you get those really big treble hooks. They're number ones on these mag spoons. Sometimes it doesn't always work out. A lot of guys are actually switching to single sidewash because once you get them in, they tend to stick a little better. But
It's on the surface way
Chip
back there.
wanted to hand that fish off. It's probably the only time fishing we don't want to hand fish off, or do want to hand them off rather, because he's going to be in a long battle here. But unlike walleye fish, you're going to notice these guys are attempting to try to steer the fish, because we have so much stuff that, unlike a walleye that's not going to fight hard, these things are going all over the place, and you really need to avoid them sawing off. Because aside from tangles, we got mono on the Downrigger rod, and then we've got braid, and then we've got all kinds of different backings and things on the board. So
Whoa,
we can lines really easy.
what the is going on?
At least he's cooperating, staying right behind the boat.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Uh-oh. Doubled up.
Boys, now we got some good old-fashioned Lake Ontario chaos. We got both big boys on this. Inside diver, port diver. Was that on my side, Chip?
I think that's setting
Yeah,
Chip's
sure.
Once you put the diver the right way, then we start getting
here we
fish.
go. Just catch your fish, So we've got a 1.5 and a 3 setting. We're using Telora, Shimano Downrigger.
Where's yours going?
there,
Mine's on the surface.
I'm good over here.
Number
he's
one
heading
Gypsy
your
Deck,
way.
just like we use for walleye fishing. And again, the theme is Magnum Silver Streak spoons. Doug, we had one of those big ones on a Fish USA exclusive. Alewife, he called it.
Gold alewife.
Go figure. So you guys, again, watching this, this is not what we want to do walleye fishing. These guys are attempting to steer and try to stay away from each other, because these fish will get all up in each other, and then we have a hot mess. So, and we're using the same stuff. We got 30-pound P-line and Durex as far as the braid gets those things a little bit deeper, lets them trip.
I'm getting close. I'm at 50 foot.
And we've got 2 Beckmans ready to roll, because these guys, it's going to be pretty close. It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
I think Chip's going to beat me.
I'm actually going to get somewhat ready here with the other one.
Mine keeps angling for yours, though.
Okay, I think we're good.
Now he's coming
Mine's
back.
staying down.
Oh, okay, here's mine. He's up. I'm close.
Hey, watch those divers.
Yeah. Just wait till he comes around a minute. Oh, you rat
we're gonna have a
bugger.
cluster.
No. It's.
Nope, he's in between it.
He's in everything!
Just give him a
No!
minute. Just give me a minute.
This
We're
is where
okay.
some good teamwork is making the
okay.
dream work.
Nope. Just hang on a minute, Ross.
Oh,
Nope. Woo! In between the rods and dipped them.
look at that. Beautiful.
Fishing ugly, boys. We took him in between the rods.
Got it.
No time for the weary here. We got Douglas on. And Doug, you know, I got a little twill tip on that rod. That's a little custom action. The good thing we've got right now is we've taken all the rods out.
We're pretty wiped out.
Fish on the rigger, fish on both divers. So
we are pretty wiped out.
How close are we, boss?
30 feet. Oh, diver, he was there. Diver never tripped.
Buzzkill on one, but 1 out of 2, I mean, 50% will put you in Cooperstown. Chip, show him that spoon and what we got going on
It's a
there.
regular streak. It's a new one this year, pickle frog. Caught him on him last year in Ludington.
All right.
Worked out here too. Nice little spring king.
Ross, watch that diver.
What are we at, 170?
He needs to go to 175.
175. So we're doing a little repair. We got Captain Chip, who's also like a MacGyver. I happen to have a voltmeter. We're having a little issue with some stuff here. And then Douglas says we were interrupted by a fish. So I'm just, you know, we're just doing what we do.
I think your batteries are dead in your voltmeter.
Well, I'll get another one. What kind is it?
I don't know.
What do you need?
It's screwed. You got to
He's
take.
right now he's at 110 back, but
Yeah,
that fish
screw
been
that
at
and take it apart.
135.
Okay, we got to stop
So
talking.
these fish seem to be anywhere from 25 to 60 feet down, a little all over the place, but getting bites everywhere. So that's a good thing.
Honestly, Doug, it's like one on each rod.
Yeah.
We almost have
Yeah.
These guys did a good job of picking colors or something because we literally have like one on each rod going. So some would say that's no pattern, Doug. I would say we're just catching them on everything.
Catch them on everything.
You know, another really important thing here is watching your electronics, and even something as simple as I've hit a couple wave points here because eventually we're going to come back around. You know, with this kind of waves, even some of the bigger boats are picking their spread up and coming back, you know, not going into it. Rather, it's a current thing for us would be taking water over the Ranger. That's kind of one of the disadvantages of the smaller boat. But, you know, next time we'll shorten that pass up if we're able to get one in, because we've got an east wind blowing, and that means sometimes we aren't a showing. But these guys are cranking on these divers. The drags on the Taloras or the Dakotas are really important. How far do you want this one?
150.
Oh, we're close. We're right here.
Nice.
You know,
Nice. So there's our whiteback alewife.
Hey, that one came out a little too easy too, huh?
That's the same spoon as the gold alewife, just got a whiteback. It's always a really good early morning spoon.
You know,
Catches a lot of fish.
another little tidbit, you know, I always use a big Beckman. This is the biggest, pretty much one of their biggest ones. Got a little magnet on here to keep this bag, but a deeper, bigger hoop and a long handle is really important because, as you can see, netted a couple of those right between the rod holders, the dipsy rods there. You got to go in there and get them or before they get your spread. So eating good, nature's grocery right here. So Doug, you know, one of the most important pieces of equipment for any type of trolling, and even I know guys using it for casting stuff now, is the fish hawk for current. You know, it's knowing what our real speed is. We're running a little hotter. We're 3 or 4 tenths off what the SOG is. But the other thing that the guys don't use it maybe as much for walleye fishing, that's really your critical thing here too, is the temp, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, temperature is really critical, really throughout the entire season. I mean, this time of year, these fish can really be top to bottom. You know, right now it looks like a lot of the water it's about 40, 48 degrees on top, and we're down 52 feet, it's 42. So, I mean, we've caught fish on 5 colors, which is, you know, 20 to 25 feet, and we've caught them on divers probably down 60. So they're really spread out through the water column, and just gotta, spread it out and find what's working.
So the tough part about that is I always say when we're walleye fishing in deep water, which 80 feet is deep for us, for walleyes. And I say it doesn't matter because we're in such a small portion of the column because we're finding that temp break or a thermocline, so you don't really have to worry about the whole column.
Right.
We do now.
Oh, no question.
That's kind of intimidating because you do have to spread stuff out, and that's why we've got a whole different spread. We've got the rigger, and the thing with that, you immediately, Doug told us, hey, bump that thing up because we had 2 of our higher lines go and the rigger was deeper. As soon as we didn't get through there, we got through that little pot of fish where we doubled up, rigger went right back down to cover that column so that you're not sticking yourself in just a small window here.
Yep. No, absolutely. And it'll change. It can literally change, especially today. You got an east wind. This lake and the water can move so fast, and you just really got to pay attention to that fish hawk. Pay attention to your ball and your current. It doesn't look like we have a lot of current today, which is actually, that's a good thing. But we're just spreading our lines out and getting a few bites here.
And that's about the same on Lake Michigan, isn't it? What you do?
Yeah, we watch the temperature a lot. Just to find where the bait's at. And
mandatory equipment.
Hey Doug, do you see out here that we're catching more fish like out of temperature range? I mean, old school was 52, 54.
Yeah.
Even on Lake Michigan, we're catching them in 60 degrees some days. I mean, we still look for certain temperatures, but we catch them out of the normal range quite a bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, once that the morning bite's over, I mean, you usually get that first couple hours if you be pretty good, but once that morning bite's over and those fish, they'll sometimes drop out of temperature and it can be in that ice water, 39, 40 degrees, and you're fishing really deep. Meat rigs do really well when you're fishing that way, slowing it down. But yeah, I mean, there's no question they'll get out of temp, and I think that's one of the things is I think we're so programmed to make sure we're fishing in all the right places, but sometimes the fish just want to be in a different place, and fishing deep sometimes could be the answer.
I kind of think, our fish because we haven't had new eggs brought in forever and a day, it's like they're kind of acclimated to the Great Lakes now. They're not as temperature specific as when they first came here. I mean, there's days we catch them in 60-degree water. Not often, but
right.
For
You never
a short
know.
time.
They're fish. I mean, as much as we think we know, we're not a fish. And
yeah.
Sometimes they want to be in warm water. Sometimes they want to be in colder.
It's always something different. That's what keeps us coming back.
Absolutely.
The challenge.
Just being open and understanding that, you don't always have it figured out.
Yeah.
And it's always okay to try new things every once in a while.
Well, that's how we learn. We got to keep trying.
Absolutely. Yeah, just trying to go back and usually fishing's a little bit better trolling with the wind. So we're gonna head back up, make a little bit run here, go back to where we caught some fish and see if we can get a few more.
Doug, get her done!
I'm sure you don't want this one down.
Dude, I'm gun shy. Gun shy as all F right now. Did you just gun shy him? Doug! That's why I didn't want to touch it. Although we're gonna let the Yoda Master take the next one. Yoda Master, I know better than to touch one. He's like quick release like Velcro. It's like Yoda Master's gonna have to take it. So when you're rigging up your lead core stuff, we've got Fish USA Stealth Core, and then what I do is I put a section in here, just a little bit of monofilament, and that way I can clip these boards on. And I like to put like a 6-7 foot section in there, and that way I can put the board at different places, so if we get little wear and things from the clips. But that's gonna allow me to have that braid backing that I've got here. I've got the 30-pound Endurex P-line, and I got a bunch of that, because when these fish start ripping it out or getting them far away from the boat like we were, you need quite a bit on there. You don't wanna see the knot. You're up, Big Daddy.
Lucky.
Oh, look at that rod right there.
Sizzling.
Drizzle.
5-quarter.
5 colors. Oh, Kenny, when you can't get out of the holder, you know it's a good one.
Yeah, the drag's pretty Tight on that one too.
So, funny story, we just switched around some rod holders and to get some to get Chip's wire divers down, because we kind of saw these fish going down, catching them on some longer leaders, and now we have our 5-color Fish USA Stealth Core go, which is at this speed top 20 feet of the column, and just goes to show you these fish are mixed in. When, like you said, when that water is almost the same or in their preferred temperature range,
They can be everywhere.
they can swim anywhere in the pool. Chip was mouthing. Yeah, here he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Get it.
Can't hold it up there. Oh, guy's overpowering me.
Hey, we need to get a fish in the boat here, boys. You beat up on me later. Yeah, Chip is what we call one sandwich and a pea away. But it's coming kind of easy now. That thing kind of gave up its stink. You notice how he kind of likes to, when that board's got a lot of tension on it, he points that tip right at it, so you're not fighting the torque of the board. That's a little trick he showed us a long time
Keeps it
ago.
down in the water instead of diving.
There you go. And then he
Get
brings
close.
it up. All you, Big Daddy, bring us home. Hey, Chip, I know you're old, so we're gonna do a wellness check. Yep, heart's beating, arms a little flabby, but how are we doing?
Yeah. We're getting there. You know, it's a workout the first couple of fish here of the year.
Swimming all over.
Now he's trying to get into the other side.
Almost every fish we've had has really been even airborne, but also just all over the place. You know, we've got lines that are 100 and some feet this way, and they're trying to get lines that are 50, 75 feet
Now
that
he's
way.
cooperating.
Net, Ross.
Net boy?
Brought that down there.
Sneak over here and try to get him on this corner.
Just a lot of things you have to maneuver around. I mean, you want all these lines in to cover the column and, you know, see what they want for the day, but, you know, that downrigger line,
Come on up there, buddy.
lots of things.
Whoa,
in the way.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nice one.
Hello.
Nice one. He's coming in a little harder than a walleye, a little bit.
Getting a little shark action out there.
Douglas, that diver, right, is that trip?
Come on out of there, you.
Are you gonna make me do it between the rod holder dive here?
Well, he's staying up on top.
I'm glad I'm not reeling this in. I have fished with Chip a lot in the last 20 years, and he usually yells at me a lot for not bossing the fish around. We got a donkey on here, boys. We got that wire line.
I think, okay, Doug, I think we're clear.
I also see a newer color silver
Now
streak
he's going
spoon
right back
hanging.
over there. Nope, just a minute. Here he comes.
Got him. Got him, boys. That's a certified donkey right there. Chip, what kind of magic we got in that mouth there?
That's a sassy pants.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Named it after Ross, sassy pants.
That kind of style pattern I noticed the last couple years in Chip's boat when we were testing those lures, that kind of Hulk-based pattern or whatever. Show them that deal.
Go to the Hulk pattern. We based this one off an old diagonal tapes put in the fishing machine.
Old guy brought us through.
7-color.
Doug, get her done!
I'm sure you don't want this one down.
Dude, I'm gun shy. Gun shy is all F right now. Did you just gun shy him? Dog! That's why I didn't want to touch it. Although we're gonna let the Yoda Master take the next one. Yoda Master, I know better than to touch one. He's like quick release like Velcro. It's like Yoda Master's gonna have to take it. So Doug, we've got microphone issues, we've got fish losing issues, but we kind of just figured out again, this is not a commercial, no fish hawk, no good. So we lost our temp, the wind is out of the east here, it's blowing in all the cold stuff. We're at 44 degrees in the top 20 feet. We had all the 5 colors going, which is where that's at. Our deep bite went away. So we are picking all this stuff up, right, to go down because that temperature is where we want.
Absolutely. No, first thing this morning, we were catching fish down all the way down to probably 65, 70 feet. And it was 43, 44 degrees. And then, so we got a little bit harder blow out of the east, and it seems to really cool that water off. Everything seems to be in the top 30 feet right now from a temperature standpoint. So just going to make a few more adjustments and see if we can keep chipping away.
So what we're going to do is, because again, I don't have a million rods out here, but we're going to take our high divers and bump them up. We went down with those wire divers to try to get deeper, but we can make those high divers high really, really easy. Same one, boys. So we finally got a little thing, we finally have a little thing going. Chip is amazing on the rod and the reel, and it's the same Silver Streak custom Hulk color that I'm just have to eat, and Chip's doing really good work over there. So as crazy as it is, we're in over 100 feet of water, and that 5 color, which is in the top 20 feet at this speed that we're doing, has just been really going. So big spoons. So now I know why Chip wanted me to take this one. This is definitely not our biggest fish of the day, but we finally got us a coho, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So same lure there. We've done a lot with different colors on the backs of the lures. So this one's silver, is taking the last few fish. The sun has come out. Our bite is kind of slowing. This might be our cue to head back onto shore, but a lot of different stuff going on today. And this thing is hooked so good, even, I'm not gonna say anything.
I haven't lost a fish all day.
Cohos and kings. So it's not often I feel a little uncomfortable in the boat, and it wasn't because of our sketchy company. Again, Doug, my buddy Fish USA, and Chip Cartwright's back in the trailer, and right now we put a couple hours in, and while that salmon bite typically dies down as the day and morning goes on, the weather picked up, didn't it?
It did.
Nasty. East winds howling, so we decided to kind of cut our losses a little bit. We're going to put the boat on the trailer, but a heck of a morning.
It's a great morning.
It really was. I mean, salmon fishing is a different deal, and it was neat to just do something different, show these people some things that are a little different. I know I learned a lot.
Absolutely.
And we got a podcast we're doing with this too. We're going to really break this whole thing down. 2 guys that have a lot more experience salmon fishing than I do. Until the next episode.